In the yet still Wild West era of the internet that was the turn of the new millennium, Barney had a pretty sizable presence. I've talked about this before when discussing the fan sites that cropped up to combat Barney bashing, and we're still finding new stuff and talking about the official website, Barney Online. But today, I wanted to talk about a neat bit of, dare I say the phrase, Barney Internet lost media, Barney's Calling. What is Barney's Calling? A hodgepodge, but an interesting one. In 2000, Lyric teamed up with CTS Technologies to create the service that would allow fans to receive a phone call from Barney while an accompanying animation or slides would play in sync on a caller's computer for whatever greeting or story the Purple Dino had in store. CTS was well known for their Call Me Back buttons that were used for decidedly less interesting, mostly business purposes, but aside from Barney, they also had a similar calling service for Santa Claus that saw pretty good success and was a pretty creative idea. The Barney's Calling site itself could be accessed from Barney Online, and while the page hasn't been archived super well, there is information to be gleaned from it, including one of the most glaring drawbacks that many customers might have been tripped up by, and that's the fact that since pretty much everyone was using dial-up to access the internet, that meant your phone line was out of commission. The website proudly informs you that you should probably give Barney your cell phone digits. If you did manage to get around needing another phone line, after an on-screen 10-second countdown, Barney would call the designated phone line and tell either a story or a rhyme that lasted around 4 minutes in tandem with the animations on a caller's computer. I'm not sure how many of these there were, but there's a presentation mentioned on the website called Barney's Mother Goose Stories that gives us a pretty decent idea. The site also had a poll to gauge interest in creating more stories, so I'm sure the push was there. What's also cool is that the website did have a login feature that allowed callers to see presentations they'd already bought, and presumably watch them again. Each story and call cost $2.99, which is almost $6 accounting for inflation, which isn't too bad for a surprise 90s Zoom call with Barney. For those familiar, this concept shares some aspects with the Bedtime with Barney radio show, a syndicated radio play featuring Barney telling stories to listeners starting in 1994. The same year Barney's Calling was launched, Especially My Barney, a plush that could be connected and customized through the use of a computer, also provided a way to tell stories with a more personal twist. Both of those are definitely deserving of their own videos, but you can see a clear pattern of what they really wanted to do with Barney at the time. As for the call audio and animations, I'm sure some of the phone calls were recycled at least in part from previous Barney recordings from either the aforementioned radio shows or even the Barney book and tape sets, while new, specific phone-centric lines must have also been recorded. It's hard to know where the audio might be, but it could lay somewhere with CTS or have been recorded off one of the phone calls themselves. I feel like the slides or animated presentations are probably a little easier to find due to their being accessible online. Though the service was only around through 2001, Barney's Calling makes for a pretty neat moment of Barney history. While much of it remains still lost, its impact is just one in the long line of Barney interactive media that was constantly trying to find new and more impactful ways to bring Barney magic to life. As always, if you're looking to learn more, don't hesitate to check out my friends at Barney Wiki and Barney History fans. Thanks for watching.